This roadshow we jointly organized by BIDA, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, and DEİK, Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey. The Honorable Advisor for Private Industries and Investment to the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman, I believe you will be joining very soon. His Excellency, Ambassador of Turkey to Bangladesh, Mr. Usman Turan, His Excellency, Ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey, Mr. Masood Mannan, respected colleagues from BIDA, High Tech Park Authority, Public-Private Partnership Authority, and other government offices from Bangladesh. Distinguished President of DEİK, distinguished President of FBCCI and IFC, business leaders, investors, and participants. Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning to those who have joined from Turkey, and a good afternoon to those in Dhaka. I'm delighted to welcome you today on behalf of BIDA, the Apex Investment Promotion Agency in Bangladesh. Bangladesh and Turkey are key allies that share a strong cultural and economic bond. Our formal diplomatic relationship was started by the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, in 1974. The Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh and the Honorable President of Turkey have taken bold initiatives to further strengthen our historic ties through economic cooperation and cross-border trade. Turkey's business offers special value for our rapidly growing economy. And both our nations are working to increase our trade volume from $1 billion to $3 billion. The strength and stability of our economy and our political leadership is undoubted. In the face of pandemic, Bangladesh grew at a rate of 5.24%, which made the country one of the most COVID resilient economies. And before the pandemic, our economy grew at a robust rate of 8.2% in financial year 2019 and over 6% consistently in the last decade. Excellencies and distinguished participants, we are very grateful to be considered as a destination for more Turkish investment. I'm sure our panelists from Arcelik and IGES will highlight just how profitable, comfortable, and supportive Bangladesh is as an investment destination. Business opportunities here are limitless, be it greenfield, brownfield, or joint venture or any other mode. Over half of the FDI are reinvestment, indicating high profitability and confidence. Please allow me to share some features that make Bangladesh very unique as a destination. Our market is ready for your business setup. With a population of over 165 million, the Bangladeshi market is immensely lucrative. With a rising per capita income and a growing middle and affluent class, there has been a notable increase in domestic consumer demand. We are located at the center of what is called the triangle of growth. Even with only our landmass, you can access a regional market of 3 billion population. We are a bridge to India, China, and the Asian markets. We enjoy very strong ties with our neighbors, and we are now pursuing stronger multilateral ties through the regional Asian highway and One Belt, One Road initiatives. Bangladesh offers competitive labor cost compared to China, India, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Our working age group accounts for more than 60% of the population, who are highly capable and tech savvy. We offer service land with uninterrupted electricity, port connectivity, and other facilities. We are undertaking mega infrastructure developments, including building a new terminal at the Dhaka airport, boosting boosting port capacities, establishing 100 economic zones, and increasing power generation capacity to 34,000 megawatt by 2030. I also want to emphasize on our non-stop initiatives to improve the business climate through doing business reforms and digitization of investor services. The Bangladesh economy became a top 20 reformer in the latest Doing Business report. Bangladesh's online one-stop service portal is being speedily expanded to boost contactless, transparent, and predictable government to business service delivery. Following the pandemic, our central bank allowed foreign companies to access working capital loans from parent companies for paying salaries, and it has simplified the profit and dividend repatriation processes. Excellencies, Bangladesh is committed to driving investment from Turkey. In that note, I'm delighted to announce that BIDA, in partnership with its fellow IPS, will host the Bangladesh International Investment Summit in Dhaka in July this year. Invite Turkish businesses to participate in this mega event, to be joined by the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Investors will utilize this opportunity to enter our market, will be provided. So I urge you to take advantage of our unbounded opportunities, our high corporate profitability, and our business-friendly policies. Before I conclude, I would like to thank our Turkish counterpart, generous co-host, DEİK. I'd also like to thank our partner IFC for providing technical support. Now, we want to hear from you so that we can cater to all of your needs. Before that, let's watch a 5-minute video on opportunities in Bangladesh. After the video, I will be with you throughout the proceeding. I thank you.
স্যার ভয়েস শোনা যাচ্ছে না স্যার আমরা কিছুই শুনতে পাচ্ছি না স্যার
আমিও শুনতে পাচ্ছি না
আমরা স্যার ভিডিওটা ফ্রম বিগিনিং আবার শো করা উচিত স্যার
Arif, can you hear me? There is no sound in the video. No sound yet. No sound. No sound. Please try again.
May I suggest something? While they are trying, I may fill the gap and I may start.
Okay, thank you, Excellency. So as the video was playing, but without sound. So may I now request the distinguished president of DEİK, who is also in a hurry, maybe he will join to another program. The president of DEİK, the Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey, Mr. Neil Alpal, to deliver his address.
Thank you, Brother Islam. Excellency Ambassadors Mr. Mustafa Osman Turan and Mr. Masud Manan, Excellency chairpersons, directors, and participants. First of all, I wish a healthy day for all of us. It's really meaning those days, you know. And we are very glad to be with geographically far but close friends in Bangladesh. And it seems there are 150 people right now together with us with this webinar. Yes, we are going to evaluate the business opportunities in both countries. But first of all, I'm excited to announce a cooperation agreement between DEİK and FVCCI, inshallah, next Monday. And let me continue with a brief introduction of DEİK, Foreign Economic Relations Board. Maybe some of you know about that, but I'm going to say something. DEİK is a business platform that has been going on for its activities for 36 years in order to enhance the investment and trade between Turkey and other countries. And we are going on our works with an understanding of business diplomacy. Right now, we have 146 country-to-country based business council all over the world, of course. And one of them is Turkey-Bangladesh Business Council, and the chairperson is Hülya Gedik, thanks to her. We know that the shining star of South Asia, Bangladesh, has managed to attract attention with its dynamism and fast-growing economy in today's global economy, which is interdependent with supply chains. And by the way, I want to say that our Foreign Minister, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, had also noted in his official visit to Bangladesh that Bangladesh is one of Turkey's key partners in the Turkey's Asia New initiative, with its vibrant economy and young population. Yes, also the relations are very good. We have friendly relations, but from business point, when I look at the business volume, unfortunately, the bilateral volume, I hope is not at the level which we desire. It is less than 1 billion. It is around $935 million. And I believe, again, here the responsibility belongs to us. When I say us, the business community, because our ambassadors, general counsels, ministers, and all the others are here together with us, commercial counsellors, to help and to open our way. So I'll try to touch 3 or 4 points which I believe may improve our trade and economic relations. First of all, we are informed that Bangladesh has been planning to increase the number of special economic zones. And we are confident that Turkish investors are willing to engage more in Bangladesh. I believe this strategy can create important opportunities for our Turkish business world and, of course, win-win agreements for the benefit of two brotherly countries. As for the defense sector, it is very important. We all know that most of Bangladesh defense systems spending is going to China and Russia. Of course, it's their decision. And the country wants to diversify this sector. I believe Turkey can be a quite important alternative country on this sector. And in addition, we can cooperate in the fields of health, infrastructure and construction, education, and information technologies. And we are proud to see many prominent Turkish companies have already been investing to Bangladesh, and we hope to see more in near future. And I believe these webinars are of paramount importance to create awareness for Turkish and Bangladeshi business communities. We need to gather more and more to our dynamic, entrepreneurial, and vibrant economies. On the other side, as we all know, 2020 was a year to remember. Of course, everyone experienced it differently, but we all learned that there is a paradigm change now. The pandemic indeed presenting us with economic challenges, but it presents with opportunities too. We see tremendous increasing demand for digital solutions, just like we are having, or the others, and sustainability and availability and the supply chain became much more important than it was before. I think the key word of the last year was supply chain. And the question of how we are going to maintain reliable global supply chain is still remaining vital. At the same time, it becomes clear what economies, companies, and individuals can achieve the solutions for the challenge of our times. I would like to finish with a Bangladeshi saying. Our brothers say, time flows like the flow of water in a river. I believe we are here for that, and we will catch up with the times together. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, for your good words. Yes, the Turkish interest will be looked into. If the private sector of Turkey is interested in special economic zones, our Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Economic Zone Authority joined today. He can also supplement on this. Let me welcome our chief guest, Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman, MP, Honorable Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister for Private Industries and Investment. He joined. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir? I see that he has joined. Anyway, Arif, can you go for the video now?
Okay, so thanks to everything we saw today to the nation.
Bangladesh emerged as an independent nation in 1971 under the leadership of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He laid the foundations of a prosperous Bangladesh. Imbued by his vision, his daughter, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, is leading the nation on the highway of development. Investment development is one of her special initiatives, which has been translated into the formation of Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, the apex investment promotion agency under the leadership of the Prime Minister's office. Bangladesh is lauded by global organizations like World Bank to be one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Goldman Sachs has listed Bangladesh among its next 11 countries. JETRO sees Bangladesh as low-cost and high-return manufacturing destination, and Bangladesh marked as the highest proportion of expansion if asked for the future business plan. Under the strong leadership and long-term stability, Bangladesh's economy has achieved remarkable growth. In fiscal year 2018-19, GDP grew by 8.2%, which is one of the highest in the Asia-Pacific region. With this trend in mind, Bangladesh aims to become an upper middle-income country by 2030 and a developed country by 2041. The rise in FDI in the last 5 years portrays the confidence of investors. Bangladesh is a step ahead because of its huge domestic market and large consumer base. The number of affluent consumers is expected to grow over 10% annually. Bangladesh is enjoying a demographic dividend, which assures a large number of young and competitive workforces for the next several decades. Average wages in Bangladesh for all types of employees is one of the lowest levels among the countries in Asia and Oceania region. A wide range of fiscal and non-fiscal incentives such as reduced income tax, tax exemptions, and interest paid for foreign loans, repatriation facilities, etc. have been attracting investors to this land of profitability. The National Industry Policy 2016 states 7 high-thrust sectors and 24 thrust sectors, which offers greatest potential to drive the diversification of Bangladesh's economy. Chief among which is RMG. Bangladesh has one of the world's largest apparel industries. RMG accounts for over 80% of exports and 16% of the GDP. A stalwart industry of Bangladesh, leather is expected to grow and contribute to the economy through eco-friendly processing practices. BIDA is promoting the manufacturing of export leather products with relatively medium to large-scale investment. Bangladesh has an advantage when it comes to pharmaceuticals and manufacturing of active pharmaceutical ingredients (API). Propelled by cost-competitive, English-proficient young workforce, ICT is one of the fastest-growing sectors, covering software development, IT-enabled service, business process outsourcing service, and e-commerce. The government has endorsed this sector with the Digital Bangladesh movement and has formulated the ICT policy. Bangladesh offers a tropical climate suitable for producing variety of crops, fruits, vegetables and livestock, leaving an immense opportunity of processing both for domestic and export markets. Some of the key potential in agro-processing and food processing comes from manufacturing of processed vegetables and fruit products including frozen and ready-to-cook food products, manufacturing of milk and dairy products involving sophisticated technologies. Bangladesh mostly assembles consumer electronics such as mobile phones, home appliances, and electrical equipment like transformer, diode, both for domestic and export markets. Domestic market is forecasted to grow substantially at a rate of 15% per annum. Bangladesh automobile industry has experienced phenomenal growth and receives the utmost attention of global brands. The government is drafting the National Automobile Industry Policy to develop in favor of local assembly. Benefiting from cost-competitive engineers and workers, Bangladesh offers high potential in shipbuilding, including small and ocean-going vessels. Bangladesh has specialized investment promotion agencies that work dedicatedly to support all types of investment. BIDA is mandated to provide various services covering the various pre- and post-investment needs of businesses. BIDA streamlines the setting up of investment projects in easy-to-follow regulations, and there are no regulatory barriers to hinder the timeline of an investment.
We have established the digital one-stop service platform in BIDA, which is interoperable And through this one-stop service platform, we want to provide transparent, contactless, smart service delivery to the private sector.
Bangladesh has time and again proven that the resilience of its people is one of the great national assets.
I would like to invite all our foreign investors to visit Bangladesh and see for themselves the opportunity that lie for their investment. Thank you for listening. And I now request the Acting Country Manager of International Finance Corporation, IFC, who is also providing technical assistance to BIDA, Ms. Nuzhat Anwar, who is also responsible for Nepal and Bhutan, to deliver her address. Ms. Nuzhat Anwar, please.
Thank you, Chairman sir. I believe Honorable Advisor 2PM has joined, so let me start addressing to all of you first. Honorable Private Industry and Investment Advisor 2PM, His Excellency Ambassador of Turkey, His Excellency Ambassador of Bangladesh, distinguished heads of BEZA, High Tech Park, Public-Private Partnership Authority, and different representatives and audience. Good morning and good evening to all of you. To start with, I would like to thank DEİK and BIDA for organizing this event. We have been part of this even before in other forums, and it's very, very helpful for investors to reach out and get their views. So it's been a very useful and helpful dialogue that we have seen. IFC in Bangladesh in partnership, that it is the private sector arm for Wallman Group. We have, have a portfolio in Bangladesh is about $1.2 billion investment in Bangladesh at the moment as a portfolio. And we have been working with the government for the FDI agenda in Bangladesh, and that's one of the agreed priority sector in our country framework in Bangladesh with government. So this is definitely a priority for us as well to work with the government. We have been working with BIDA, and I would say that we are very happy that we have been able to, assist BIDA on their one-stop service that they have created, which is again offshoot of what we have heard for the last couple of years from the investors as a solution to them. One thing I would say that it has been a great experience for us because there would be some issues that when the investors come from different countries, there are laid down as much as possible laid down regulations to help them out, but there could be some issues which can come out of discussions. BIDA had been always very open to listen to those and try to bring the solution to that. So that's been a great experience with them. Apart from that, we also have advisory programs in Bangladesh, which kind of helps us to move the agenda in different sectors. We are also giving support to the export diversification in Bangladesh. Till now, we had been very focused on the RMG sector, textile sectors and power sectors with our existing portfolios, both on debt and equity. But now we are also focusing on the export diversifications, which kind of brings in other sectors. It's like agri, health, education. We are all looking at different sectors in Bangladesh as well. And infra is definitely will always be there as a focus. This has been, our journey in Bangladesh has been quite meaningful and fruitful, and we have been able to, break through on the power sector. About 22% of the power generation in Bangladesh has IFC investment. which is a very great story that we think we have been able to do. We have been able to do our first local currency bond, which was listed in London Stock Exchange in 2019, which has been again a great flag for Bangladesh to take outside. We have been able to do, a flagship program for the RMG sector to bring in the green and the efficiency in Bangladesh. So there has been some flagship programs that we have run along with the partnership with the stakeholders, with clients and with government, which has been extremely beneficial for both of us. And I really look forward from this event to, kind of partner with you and be with you on any of the need you have. We would be very open to listen to you and facilitate anything that you think that we as a World Bank Group can add value to that. I'll be very, very happy to get engaged on any of the discussion going forward. And I wish all the success.
Thank you, Ms. Anwar. Thank you very much for your address and the assistance you are providing to private sector as well as to the government bodies. Thank you very much. Now we will listen to our valued Turkish investors who will share their experiences of working in Bangladesh. May I have the privilege to request Mr. Jian Dencha, Chief Commercial Officer, Arçelik Global, to deliver his presentation. Mr. Jian Dencha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I would like to present my best regards to every attendance of today's organization. I hope everybody is safe, the families and the beloved ones are safe and will be safe in the next future. Esselamu Aleyküm. About Arçelik, few information regarding the Arçelik. Arçelik is the leading home appliance manufacturer with a history of more than 60 years, with 32,000 employees throughout the world, 12 different brands, and 34 sales and marketing offices in countries, and 22 production facilities in 8 countries. We offer products and the services in more than 145 countries. A global expansion, and I would like to mention the Hitachi as well, one of the biggest Japanese conglomerate. At Arçelik, we are on the continuous mission to expand our boundaries, making new investments and building partnership to become one of the top players in our industry. Over the last decade, we have been striving for this goal with a focus on Asia Pacific. We have built manufacturing facilities, established new companies and partnership along the Silk Road to seize opportunities. Our latest partnership with Hitachi will create a major player in Asia Pacific, the world's largest home appliance market, and the Arçelik's brand portfolio will become more diverse, be better positioned to compete on a global scale and to reach the consumers in Asia Pacific region, the world's most populous region. So when we come to the regional update, first of all, 65% of global middle class will be living in Asia by 2030, compared to 46% in 2015. So in 2019, China led the Asia Pacific region in terms of GDP with a $14.3 trillion US dollars. So this is the region that we focus. This is the region where we would like to invest. So for 2019 and 2020, it was forecasted that Bangladesh would have the highest GDP growth in the region. South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Southwest Asia were forecast to be leading the region's economic growth with a comparable higher GDP growth rates. So for Bangladesh itself, in line with our growth strategy, we entered the Bangladesh market in the second quarter of 2019 by purchasing Singer Bangladesh. Singer Bangladesh has the largest retail network in durable consumer goods in the country. In addition to the 420 stores we manage, we have more than 900 dealers throughout the country. We acquired 57% of Singer Bangladesh company for $75 million. 43% of shares of Singer Bangladesh are traded on the Bangladesh Stock Exchange. Singer Bangladesh, headquartered in Dhaka, and has a deep-rooted brand heritage more than 115 years in Bangladesh, with a wide range of products from refrigerator to washing machine, from television to air condition. And the Singer Bangladesh, which ranks second in the market in major product groups, has the country's largest retail distribution network. Singer Bangladesh has a turnover of $180 million in 2019, with more than 1,700 employees. With today's and the future investments help in the medium term, we aim to be the market leader in the main product groups of white goods industry. With a population of 165 million, Bangladesh is among the most populous countries in the world. The Bangladesh market itself has an enormous potential with its growing middle class and the young population. By combining our global technology and R&D capacity with Singer being Bangladesh's strong position and the brand perception in the market, we will develop products suitable for the needs of the local market. As Arçelik, we have started to bring our expertise in production technology, know-how and environment awareness to Bangladesh. By not only investing in machinery and equipment, we will continue to accelerate all our investment in the country. Especially, we follow a positive, discriminatory way for the employees to be in a healthy environment, the number of female employees, and to reach the management levels. We aim to make a positive discrimination not only for our own employees, but also for the companies and the dealers we cooperate with the female employees. So after our Bangladesh investment, I'm honored to say it was Bangladesh Investment Development Authority that provided the greatest support to us. They are authorized both in the permission of foreign capital companies and in the permission of the employees. And also, in the country where there are various tax incentives for industrial investments to be made, especially in the country where land is difficult to find due to the natural conditions, Bangladesh Economic Zone Authority, which is a separate institution in this regard, is also in our concentration. So finally, we made an investment. It's a very important investment for Arçelik growth strategy in a wonderful country with a wonderful people. So I may say that Bangladesh is absolutely an investment destination. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dincher, for your excellent delivery and the detail of Arçelik and also the company that you acquired, Singer. And also you hope that you want to become the market leader in Bangladesh. We hope that you will invest more and you will be the market leader one day. Thank you very much. Let us now listen to the Chief Executive Officer of IGES. I would like to request Mr. Gökhan Tezel to deliver his presentation. Mr. Tezel, please.
Thank you so much. Dear ambassadors, dear Mr. Advisor, dear chairmen, presidents, and participants, I wish you great health and all the best in this globally difficult period. I just returned from Dhaka this morning, actually. I just arrived a few hours ago. And I'm very pleased to inform all the participants that we signed a cooperation agreement yesterday in Dhaka with one of the most prominent business groups of Bangladesh. So we are extremely happy and pleased that we are one step closer to be part of this exciting and promising economy. We see Bangladesh as a country with immense potential for growth. Following an impressive rate of 8.1% growth in 2019, the country became one of the rare countries which reported a growth in 2020. That is 3%, 8%, despite COVID-19 pandemic. Rapidly growing economy and favorable demographics of the country caused the energy requirement to increase, while at the same time, natural gas reserves are expected to reduce over the time. Therefore, LPG comes to the forefront as a clean energy source for cooking and also other means of uses. There is also a high support from government for the market to develop further. According to the WLPGA, which stands for World LPG Association, the Bangladeshi LPG market has grown an impressive 55% CAGR in the previous 5 years and reached to 1 million tons. In the recent years, this growth potential has attracted interest and investment from both local and international companies. IGAS decided to invest in Bangladesh after a comprehensive evaluation of the country's promising economic outlook, as well as bright prospects of the LPG sector. We aim to sustain our successful business model in Bangladesh with transferring all the know-how and technology, and envision to become a prominent integrated LPG distribution company, creating sustainable value for the people and economy of Bangladesh. IGAS, founded in 1961, operates as leader in the Turkish LPG industry with activities including the procurement, storage, filling and sale of LPG, as well as production and sales of pressurized containers and LPG equipment. Since our establishment, we have been the leader of Turkish LPG market, which is the second largest in Europe and 11th largest in the world. We plan to operate in all parts of the value chain, including import, storage, filling, and retailing of LPG. We also intend to add value to the economy by exploring export opportunities to the neighboring countries. Investment size is envisaged as more than $100 million initially, which shall be made in parallel with the market and sales developments in phases. The relation between Turkish and Bengali nations have strong historical and cultural roots. We would like to emphasize that we are very keen to invest in this beautiful country, which shares close bonds with Turkey. We trust that our project will deliver significant value to the economy as well as to the people of Bangladesh. I've been to this beautiful country more than 10 times over the last 1.5 years. And I visited various ministries and governmental offices. I'm very pleased to inform that wherever we visited, we were very warmly greeted and hosted and welcomed. We feel at home when we are in Bangladesh. So we are very much look forward to be a bigger part of this economy, and we are hoping that we will be able to operate very soon once we receive the remaining some few permissions, and hopefully will be a present, a stronger player in the LPG business in Bangladesh. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tezel, for your valuable insight and time. I also like to congratulate you for signing the MOU. Let me tell you, the BIDA stands ready to extend any support that you need in the implementation of your project. BIDA will be always with you. In fact, we are trying to attract our Turkish potential investors, not only for finance as FDI, but as you mentioned, both of you, that you bring in finance, you bring in technical knowledge, the latest technology and skill. So thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to listen to the Bangladesh investment agencies about opportunities available for Turkish investors. I would like to start with BIDA. May I ask Mr. Shah Mahbub, Joint Secretary and Director BIDA, in charge of registration and incentives for foreign industry, for his presentation. Mr. Shah Mahbub, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope you can see the presentation slide there.
Yes, it's all right. It's all right, go ahead.
Respected excellencies and dignitaries from Turkey and Bangladesh, thank you once again for joining this session. Let me allow to take you through the general features of investment climate in Bangladesh. Dear ladies and gentlemen, as you might already know, Bangladesh is now globally reputed for its conducive and attractive investment climate in the South Asian region. This presentation of about 10 minutes will highlight on the features of the overall investment ecosystem in Bangladesh, and will later be followed by specific discussions on economic zones and high-tech parks by respected authorities. Altogether, they are expected to provide us with a clearer idea of the investment prospects in Bangladesh. We see with encouragement that many independent think tanks and analysts have recently lauded the progress and prospects of Bangladesh so very much. For example, JP Morgan, a global leader in financial services, has identified Bangladesh as one of the frontier 5 economies of the world. JETRO, the Japan External Trade Organization, has highlighted that Bangladesh offers low cost and high return manufacturing facilities. Others have also expressed similar observations about Bangladesh. But now, why they're also appreciative about Bangladesh? That's because Bangladesh has done really well in 3 major critical areas of a good investment ecosystem. Their sound economy. Bangladesh has a strong and sound economic base, which is the result of a vibrant, internally strong and fully active economy. Secondly, a set of attractive advantages and benefits are offered for the investors. And third, a full range of sectors are available for investing into. But now when we say that's a sound economy, what are the indicators that we are looking into? Let's look into that. As you can see, Bangladesh has been maintaining a steady GDP growth rate of over 6% throughout the last decade. And most importantly, Bangladesh has never posted a negative growth in the last 30 years. The country has achieved the highest 8.2% growth in the last fiscal year of 2018 and 19. And even during the Corona pandemic, the Bangladesh GDP growth has been an encouraging 5.24%, which is one of the highest in global terms. Regarding FDI inflow, performance of Bangladesh has also been steady throughout, with the country bagging 3.61 billion USD in 2018, the highest so far for Bangladesh. Since then, it has declined a bit, but due to the effect of the Corona pandemic, we are confident that the FDI inflow will again rise to further heights once the pandemic starts to recede. Regarding FDI sources, the United States and the United Kingdom ranks top 2 countries, with some other countries also coming up gradually. We can particularly take note of Singapore, Japan, and China, who are investing gradually in Bangladesh. If we look into the sectors of FDI, more projects have been in gas and petroleum, followed by textiles and wiring, as well as banking operations. Regarding Turkey, as you can see from this slide, the FDI stock from the Turkey to Bangladesh has been around 15 million US, but that excludes the amount that Arcelor has paid for getting the shares of the Singer Bangladesh. But in BIDA, at least 26 projects from Turkey has been registered, and the committed FDI amount is around $64 million. That may mean that the scope is there to widen the bilateral cooperation and Turkish environment. In fact, Bangladesh can be a lucrative investment destination for Turkish investors because it offers a set of attractive investment features. To quote some of them, there is unrestricted entry and exit of funds, 100% foreign equity is allowed. Bangladesh Bank have made the process of repatriation of profits and dividends a lot more easier recently, and the process will continue. The invested capital is secured against nationalization by law, when all other laws and rules are very conducive to investment. And as I said earlier, a wide range of sectors are available for foreign investment. More importantly, what should we highlight is that both local and foreign investments are given equal treatment in all the aspects of facilities. Regarding the treaties and agreements, Bangladesh has bilateral investment treaty with 32 countries, and double taxation avoidance is possible with 28 countries. It's my joy to say that double taxation avoidance treaty with Turkey is done with Bangladesh since 2005. So Turkish investments, if they invest in Bangladesh, they will enjoy these double tax avoidance things. You will also be happy to know that Bangladesh has recently signed its first ever free trade agreement with Bhutan, and negotiations is in process with some more other countries to continue the trend. That means the future is going to be very glorious. Now let's focus on some of the benefits and incentives that Bangladesh offers for investors. Firstly, the country has a vibrant domestic market. By 2025, there might be as high as 34 million of middle class and affluent customers who are trendy and with gradually increasing consumption trend, presenting a strong local market for producers. With its airports, access to sea, and geographic location, export market is also very wide. Bangladesh enjoys GSP facilities to the European countries that can help the exporters. Bangladesh is now enjoying demographic dividend, and as a result of that, Bangladesh can offer a set of young, energetic, competitive, and talented labor force, but with less expensive salary and wage packages than many of the competitors. Detailed data set on this is available on request. Now let's coming to the real-term financial incentives. What are the fiscal incentives Bangladesh offer to the investors? Bangladesh offers 5 to 10 years of tax holiday depending on the sectors and geographic area, as well as they offer reduced income taxes. There are tax exemptions on export income and also on the interest paid against the foreign loans. Also, the importers can import capital machinery with a very reduced import duty, sometimes as low as only 1%. Other than this, there are cash dividends available for specific export-oriented industries. Other ancillary facilities like bonded warehouse, prompt online processing of visa and work permit, etc. are also in place. We're open to any form of queries you may have in this connection. I should say that there are some upcoming infrastructure facilities that will help the investor or businesses to process their business very easily. To quote some of them, there will be 2 deep soap ports with around 16 meters drafts to accommodate mother vessels in the country. New terminal of airport to provide international standard services to the investors. 6.15 kilometer long bridge over the river Padma to connect the southwest part of the country, making more business opportunities available. 20.10 kilometer metro rail in Dhaka that will open in 2021. bus rapid transit between airport and the most industrialized area, and that is called, the name of the place is Tongi, as well as more than 100 economic zones and high-tech parks that we'll listen about very soon. Now the third issue, choice of sectors. We should say that except arms, nuclear, and security printings, almost all other sectors are open for foreign investments. Some of the potential sectors are like ready-made garments, leather and leather products, pharmaceuticals, API and medical equipments industry. Number 4 can be software and IT enabled services. As there has been a lot of young and energetic people in this country who are educated from the universities, the software and IT enabled service can be a very good potential. Also, we can tell about this agro and food processing, agricultural tools and machineries, electrical and electronic products, including parts, automobiles, as well as shipbuilding industries that we have seen in the video as well. We know that today we have Turkish investors from a variety of sectors. Bangladesh is a vibrant market and can potentially accommodate many more sectors. Bangladesh provides institutional facilitator services for the investors. Investors are given in Bangladesh, they are given the highest priority. And as such, all relevant investment facilitation agencies have been brought under the direct control of the Prime Minister's office. BIDA works as the apex IPA, whereas 4 other IPAs focus their work on specific areas. Bangladesh Economic Zones Authority, Bangladesh Export Processing Zones Authority, Public-Private Partnership Authority, and Bangladesh High-Tech Park Authority are all working towards the services for the investors. As for BIDA, as the Apex Investment Promotion Agency, it provides services around 3 main areas. These are investment promotion that we are doing today, then investment facilitation to serve the investors who come to the country and all are already investing, and then policy advocacy with other public and private sector agencies to bring about changes in policies and rules and business environment. You will be happy to know that BIDA now has a virtual one-stop service or OSS that provide most of the services digitally. As for now, 41 services of 12 agencies are already available, and more than 100 more services will be added within the coming days. Now I am at the end of my presentation, but apart from all of these technical and monetary aspects that we discussed so far, let me also appraise that Bangladesh is also a very beautiful country with endless natural beauty. Its rivers, trees, wildlife, and the world's longest unbroken sea beach of 120 kilometers are also worth a visit. I invite you all to visit Bangladesh and see for your own eyes how it can be a good place to live and put your money to invest. You can visit www.bida.gov.bd or for more information, or you can also kindly leave us a mail at info@bida.gov.bd for your specific queries. With these notes, I want to end the presentations here. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Mahbub, for your good presentation. Now, it's my privilege to invite and introduce my distinguished colleague, who is heading the Bangladesh Economic Zones Authority, Mr. Pawan Chaudhary, who is a secretary to the government, who served the government as secretary, and now he is serving the authority as executive chairman. The chairman of Economic Zones Authority is the Honorable Prime Minister herself. So, Mr. Pawan Chaudhary, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Respected private sector industry and investment advisor to Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman MP, Excellencies and distinguished guests. Very good morning to the participants who are connected from Turkey and a good afternoon to the participants who are connected from Dhaka. The relationship between Bangladesh and Turkey, founded on the shared religious heritage and consolidated by exchange of cultural traits has been on quite a journey to be where it is now. After the diplomatic relationship was established on 22nd February 1974, the leaders of both the countries have always tried to take the relationship to a new height. We have heard a lot about the robust economic growth of Bangladesh and also bilateral trade between Bangladesh and Turkey from respected executive chairman of Bangladesh Economic Investment Development Authority. So I will not repeat on that. Bangladesh has been enjoying astounding economic growth, yes, as we heard from him. But I must have to mention that what we are doing even during the COVID-19 pandemic, despite the adverse impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. Last year, our export volume was close to about $35 billion, and we received about $18 billion of remittance as remitted by our brothers, about 10 million Bangladeshi people, non-resident Bangladeshis living abroad. After years of steady growth, our per capita income surpassed about $2,000. Needless to mention, policy consistency of the government yields these results. Definitely, when I say about policy consistency, we are aware about our FDI policy constraints, whether it is friendly or not to promote foreign investment. It can be discussed on some points. Foreign trade and exchange controls, and also labor productivity. Trade issues like trade openness and infrastructure is debated by the investors from home and abroad. But we can assure you that we are improving every day. As per the Associated Press and Bloomberg, a sustained pickup in Bangladesh's growth potential before COVID-19 struck gave the economy more resilience to cope with the shock. We expect growth to stage a V-shaped rebound in the year through June 2021 from this year's slump as it returns to its pre-crisis trend. The new normal situation precipitated by COVID-19 has upended the global investment climate. Building resilient supply chain is drawing more attention than ever. This is prompting relocation of existing manufacturing bases of world's renowned economies. We are privileged to be considered as one of such destinations. As the head of an apex investment promotion agency in Bangladesh, let me shed some light on what we have done to facilitate foreign investment in Bangladesh. To expedite sustainable industrialization, Bangladesh entered into economic zone regime in 2010. Since then, BIDA has been working relentlessly for the massive overhaul of our investment climate. We are determined to build 100 economic zones across the country by 2030. We have already selected 97 sites and working on 28 economic zones. 13 economic zones are in the manufacturing stage. These zones will be equipped with state-of-the-art infrastructures, a basic prerequisite for investment. 810 hectares of land is already prepared in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Shilpanagar, the first industrial city of the country. Actually, 8,010 hectares. Along with all other infrastructural facilities, we have a plan for building a dedicated seaport for Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Shilpanagar. This is making Bangabandhu Shilpanagar a lucrative investment destination. So far, we have received investment proposals worth of about $20 billion at Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Shilpanagar. And needless to mention that Bangladesh has been very successful in attracting globally reputed SEZ developers like the Sumitomo Corporation in Bangladesh, China Harbour in Bangladesh, and Adani Ports and SEZ in Bangladesh, who are developing a special economic zones exclusively for the countries like Japan, China, and India. I am happy to inform you that when we have brought about revolutionary changes in our service delivery process, but as the issue has already been discussed by our colleagues from BIDA, I would not repeat in details. But I can tell you, we are already providing 48 services online, and by the end of this month, we will provide 54 services to the investors from home and abroad online. In Turkey's business's pursuit of import diversification, Bangladesh can be considered as a trusted partner. Adequate policy support for investing in biotechnology, manufacturing, agro-processing are available. On top of this peerless geographic location, favorable demographic features, and our commitment towards facilitating your investment will certainly put us ahead of others in the region. We are requesting Turkish investors to explore the investment facilities available in Bangladesh, especially in SEZs. We welcome Singer or Select to our SEZ, and also we welcome other Turkish investors and promise our care to grow with Bangladesh economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pavan Chaudhary, for your in-depth discussion on the potentials in the economic zone. Now it's my turn to invite the Managing Director of Bangladesh High-Tech Park Authority, Ms. Husniara. She was also a secretary to the government, and now she's working as the Managing Director of High-Tech Park. So I would like to invite Ms. Husniara for your speech and presentation. The floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everybody. Distinguished participants, at the very beginning, our honorable chief guest is always encouraging with all of us, our Salman F. Rahman sir, His Excellency Mr. Mustafa Osman Turin, Embassy of the People's Republic of Turkey in Bangladesh, His Excellency Mr. Masud Mannan, Embassy of Bangladesh, Ankara, all the distinguished guests, Chairman of BIDA, all the other representatives of Turkey, and all of my colleagues. Assalamu alaikum and very, very good afternoon to everybody. Really, it's a pleasure for me to say something about my High-Tech Park Authority, also of my country, Bangladesh. Because Bangladesh and Turkey, we have the very good relationship since our independence, and we have bilateral relationship, and these relationships are growing every year, year to year. We know that Turkey is very much progressive country. Because of that, every Bangladeshi people always watched the series Sultan Suleiman, and we know that means how much it's progress and progressive country. And still, there are so many of other places so that we can jointly work with Turkey people and also the Bangladeshi, because there are so many of investors, they are very much interested to come to Bangladesh, and hopefully we can work jointly and also rigorously. In my presentation, I would like to say that our Honorable Prime Minister declared Vision 2021, and this is the year, this year the Bangladesh will be the digital Bangladesh. And for that reason, digitally we will be connected with all over the country, and also our human resource will be developed, and ICT industry also will be developed. So that by this way, that means whole the city to rural area will be connected by our Wi-Fi connection and also our fiber optical connectivity. And this is we have to target this digital Bangladesh. We have also fixed some specific target, which is the 5 billion export will be happen by our IT/ITS industries. And when we have started our journey, that means in 2008, that was only 26 million. Now already we have exported more than 1 billion, and by 2025 it will be the 5 billion, more than 5 billion, and 2 million will be employed. And also the IT/ITES industry will, that is gradually increasing every year, and 40% every year it's growing on. And there are so many of other companies, that more than 4,500 companies are now working in IT/ITES industries. So that I have told you, that means if you think that means you can come to Bangladesh and work with the companies of the Bangladeshi, then it will be a more fruitful situation for both countries. Just one participant told that it should be the win-win situation, so that in our country, our favorable inducive our business environment always show the interest to work with the other countries' people. And already mentioned our BIDA chairman that we are always privileged that we have the young workforce we have, and that young workforce are English and energetic people. And there are so many of incentives which already mentioned by BIDA chairman, also Shah Mahbub. Already it has been mentioned by their presentation. There are some other areas that where we have achieved our goal. That is the we have the that means total subscriber of mobile, which is the 17.1 crore. That means mobile subscriber it means everyone having the more than one SIM card, and also the connectivity of their mobile. So that there is very big market for the mobile, laptop, and so on. And in that way, that our internet subscriber also more than 60%. So there is a huge market. In that market, the mobile, laptop, motorcycle, and other high technological equipments you can produce in our country. And for that reason, our Honorable Prime Minister already mentioned that that our village will be town. To fulfill that idea and the vision, that 64 districts already connected by high-speed fiber optic connection. In my country, Bangladesh, we have the 64 districts. This is the information for the Turkish side, and all the union we have digitally connected, and also more than 6,700 digital union centers also we have, and there are so many of e-service are getting now by our ICT division, and also the Union Digital Center, so that we can mention that our country people, the rural people and the poor people, they all can use all the facilities of the IT and ITS sector, and also online they can submit all of their application, and it can be on the online they can get the benefit from their own home also. Here in this slide, just I have mentioned that that there is a very big market. So that for the mobile, there are market demand is 3.5 crore, and here the 90 lakhs smartphones we need. But still, we are growing, we are manufacturing and also the assembling the mobile, but you have huge demand in Bangladesh, because almost all people having the mobile, they used to use the mobile phone and also the laptop and also the smartphone. So that to fulfill that demand, you can see that Miss Samsung, Oppo, Nokia, Lava, Walton, Vivo, they are working in Bangladesh, and they are producing, they are assembling their mobile phone and the laptop, and they are using it in the local market, and also now they are ready to export in the other country. So that means if you think that you have that opportunity to come to Bangladesh to work with themselves, and also you can get the land or get the other opportunities, so you can establish your industry in Bangladesh at any place. But from the high-tech park, we always will encourage that if you come to high-tech park or even the BEZA, we will get extra more benefit then the other sides of the BIDA and also high-tech park or also the BIDA. And you can see that with motorcycle, there are so many other companies. They are also manufacturing and also producing the motorcycle, and there are huge demand in motorcycle in my country. Last year, the 5,000 crore demand also in our market, and the market persons, they're also producing that one. And I will go quickly a little bit. The motorway, yeah, that means other side is the automobile industry also. From our high-tech park, the recently Fair Electronics also taken the land for assembling the automobile, and after that they will they will manufacture and will capture the market, and they will work with the Hyundai, the Korean automobile industry. Now we'll come to my main part, which is the high-tech park authority. What we are doing, because we have the objectives of the high-tech park, so that we will construct, we will build the high-tech park from different places. Now 39 high-tech parks we are constructing, and among them the 6 parks already now operational, and the employment opportunities and also the human resource development, and lastly the attraction of the local and the foreign investor. You see that I have mentioned some parks name. Maybe it will not known to everyone because of that. This is the Bangladeshi name, and then but the Bangabandhu everybody know, and the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina everybody know. There are so many of parks already. We have given the name according to our father of the nation, and also our Honorable Prime Minister, and these parks are now operational, and there are so many of ITIT's industry company and also the hardware company, they are working there. And by 2021, some other 80 parks will be completed, and they will go for operational. And also in our future activities, future plan, there are so many other parks. And we see that is the Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur High-Tech Park or High-Tech City, the Kaliakur. You can see the building, all the companies are working inside the building, and the other rest of the sites, the other companies already have started their work, such as the Samsung, BGIT, and also Walton, the renowned company of mobile and the laptops, and some other companies now already have taken their land, and also they're working. But still, we have 35 acres of land. We have reserved it only for the foreign investor, because
Madam, we are already late by 20 minutes, so if you can.
I'll go quickly. So that means you can come in the park, and this building also completed. You can also work in here, and this is also the another park on 63 acres of land. You can also come and work. This is also the industrial park, so you can also choose this one, and this some other parks. Just I will go through, and if you need, you can contact with me. Some other parks also. There are so many parks already we have completed, and this is our future plan, which is the Sheikh Hasina Institute of Future Technology. So that 4th Industrial Revolution we will incorporate in this park. So that means we can exchange our knowledge. Because of that, I will put 1 minute. I'll take 1 minute for this slide, because I would like to contact with the Turkish investor so that they can come to work here. Their knowledge sharing and also startup sharing also can be useful for this park, because this is our future plan. And also the last one is the City Group. They have given they will work with High-Tech Park, and they have the 113 acres of land, and this land is now empty. And this is 60% they are offering for the foreign investor to work with themselves. They can also, you have seen that LPG or the assembly plants or SKD, CDK or these types of production can be done in that place. So this is the fully open for the investors. So that is why Invest Bangladesh, I will not go through on, because already it has been mentioned that so many of incentives we are providing. Also on-step service, also High-Tech Park we have. So no need to explain that one. And lastly, I would just to say That means there are so many other opportunities. So I cannot give that much of time because
Thank you. Thank you.
So the opportunities of Turkish also we have. Just you can come to only one point is that e-waste management plan. Our Honorable Prime Minister is very much interested to work this one. So at PPP model, we can work with Turkish embassy.
Thank you, Ms. Husnera, Managing
Thank you so
Director,
much.
High-Tech for your detailed presentation on the potentials and opportunities available in the high-tech park. Now, it's my pleasure to invite the Chief Executive Officer of Public-Private Partnership Authority for her presentation, Ms. Sultan Afroz. She is Secretary to the government. She's serving as the Chief Executive Officer, but she is a full secretary to the government of Bangladesh. Ms. Sultan Afroz, the floor is yours. Please keep in mind, we are already 20 minutes behind schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the floor. Today's chief guest, Honorable Private Sector Industry and Investment Advisor to Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Salman F. Rahman MP, Executive Chairman of BIDA, BESA, MD of Bangladesh High-Tech Park Authority, Excellency the Ambassador of Turkey in Bangladesh, and Excellency the Bangladesh Ambassador in Turkey, and all other distinguished participants, Assalamu alaikum, and very good afternoon to you all. I would like to begin by thanking the organizers for inviting me as a speaker and for giving me this platform to present an overview of the investment opportunities in public-private partnership. I deeply appreciate this commendable effort for organizing this conference, which I believe will certainly help in identifying new investment opportunities in Bangladesh from Turkey. Distinguished participants, with a vision to develop a sustainable public service infrastructure in Bangladesh through private sector participation, PPP Authority has been working directly under the Prime Minister's office with our Honorable Prime Minister being the chairperson of the governing body. Today, I would like to focus briefly on the PPP program of Bangladesh and some of the potential PPP projects where the investors from Turkey would be interested in. Bangladesh is developing fast, and our target is to become middle-income country by 2021 and a developed country by 2041. Currently, as a partner to this goal to achieve target, financing through public-private partnership is estimated to be 30%. This illustrates how crucial for the PPP Authority is to implement infrastructure projects through PPP towards fulfilling our targets. Let us look at the regulatory framework of the PPP in the country. It is a robust and dynamic framework which has been recognized internationally. There are several guidelines, for instance, for procurement, implementation, addressing unsolicited projects, developing projects with other countries on a G2G basis, etc., that add flexibility to the framework. As I was mentioning, the PPP regulatory framework is flexible enough to accommodate different scenarios and also detailed enough so that transparent and accountable transaction can take place. Projects can be awarded to private parties through open competitive tender, or private parties can offer unsolicited project proposal to government. The unsolicited procurement guidelines offer a company which brings the proposal a bonus 7% even during competitive tendering, which is an incentive itself. We have also formulated national priority rules, which allows the government to award projects on a negotiation basis. There is also a policy for implementing G2G PPP projects with partner countries, which proceeds to the signing of an MOU with relevant Ministry of Turkey. Ministry is expected to select the best investors for our proposed projects. Those investors can be engaged in PPP project implementation through negotiation instead of selecting them through competitive bidding process. The process for implementation of PPP project is very methodical. All the projects have to go through a systematic route to be delivered as a PPP project. Two-stage approval requirement ensures that the selected PPP project is technically feasible, environment friendly, and commercially viable. To create investment opportunities and to attract private sector, the government is providing with special incentives to the private partners. If any project is technically feasible but commercially not viable, so then there is a provision for viability gap financing by the government.
So then, Afroz, can you just play the slides, because the slide is not playing, it is static.
Can you see this slide, sir?
We can see, but I think it is static. It's not being played. So the slide is not changing.
Okay, really, but I think I can see the changes. But okay, let me try, sir.
So which slide they can see?
Sir, which slide you can see now?
First slide is the first slide that talks about just CUPPP authority. Is the title slide?
Yeah, we have shown already 8 slides by this time. Okay, can we quickly the slides, because I'm on this slide 8. Can you? Okay, it's not changing. So maybe some technology. Okay, second slide. So can you see now the slides?
It's the same. It's the same.
Sir,
I think you can continue. You can continue. Don't bother about it.
But we have so beautiful slides I have already shown. But sir, could you please just check whether in your side there is any technological problem?
Maybe. No problem. You go ahead.
Kindly just instruct your side. Maybe they can clear. And by this time I can go through my.
Okay.
Okay, sir. The government has also established a specialized financial institution to facilitate PPP projects and has introduced tax holidays, VAT exemption, etc. For ensuring adequate private return, there is mechanism for availability payment and minimum payment guarantee to ensure commercial viability and bankability of projects. Excuse me, sir. Can you see the slides now?
Yes, you can see these now.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Perfect.
Sir, we also encourage blended financing, in which development partners, local and international lending institutions may participate in financing mega projects. We go to slide number 9. Yeah. So now I would like to draw your attention on the remarkable growth of the PPP program in Bangladesh. Since the initiation of the program in 2010, there has been a steady growth of number of projects. Currently, we have 79 projects with projected investment value of $29 billion US. In terms of the sectoral distribution of these projects, the pipeline covers almost all segments of the economy, including social infrastructure. Transportation is the largest portfolio that we offer. This includes roads, railways, and ports. Opportunities are also available in health, social infrastructure, civil accommodation, urban development, industry, tourism, and energy sector. Dialysis Center at National Institute of Kidney Disease and Urology in Dhaka and Chittagong Medical College and hospitals are the first successfully implemented PPP project in the health sector. So we have really enormous opportunity also for Turkey to invest in the health sector. Besides the construction of elevated expressway in strategic locations, affordable township projects at Mirpur for low and middle income group of people, 2 jetties at Moulapur, one of the largest housing projects at Jilmil Residential City, and first PPP toll expressway project in highway network, Dhaka bypass project, are some of the ongoing very important PPP projects that are expected to be implemented within the stipulated time frame. Distinguished participants, now I will take this opportunity to present some of our potential PPP projects that are at an advanced stage, and I believe our investors from Turkey may take interest in these projects. Firstly, I will talk about some projects that have gone into the development phase and moved to procurement stage within short time. Establishment of international standard tourism complex at existing Motel Upol in Topses Bazar is a potential tourism sector project where Turkish investors can participate as an investor. Bangladesh Railway has a spare land in Kamlapur station in Dhaka. A detailed feasibility study to establish a 250-bed hospital has been completed. So investors can look into it and can think about investing in this area. To treat the effluent generated by industries in Desert Economic Zone, Central Effluent Treatment Plant project at Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Shilpanagar has been taken up through PPP. Roads and Highway Department is also developing an access control expressway PPP project from Dhaka to Nabinagar to reduce travel time. Feasibility studies for both these projects have been completed. IFC is working as transaction advisor for wastewater management project of Gazipur City Corporation. Detailed feasibility study by IFC is ongoing. Now I would like to present new projects where private partners, have already signed PPP contracts, but financial closure is not done yet. So banks, financial institutions, and other institutional investors from Turkey can explore opportunities to bring in finance in these projects. We have a healthcare cum hospitality project in the Sylhet region for senior citizens, where the private partners is looking for an investment of $20 million US. An occupational disease hospital at Narayanganj also needs around $35 million US investment. We also have two textile sector projects that require investment in the range of $40 to $50 million US each. You will be delighted to know that PPP Authority is having a very strong relationship with multilateral agencies and development partners towards the development and implementation of the PPP projects in Bangladesh. We have been receiving continuous support and interest in the area of capacity building, transaction advisor, standardization of documents and policy formulation. Even during this pandemic, we have organized and partnered several virtual conferences, webinars, and physical meetings with the World Bank Group, Asian Development Bank, Islamic Development Bank, the Commercial Law Development Program under US Department of Commerce, United Nations Department of Commerce, United Nations Population Fund, UN volunteers, and with our G2G partner countries, namely Japan, Singapore, Korea, UAE, and prospective partner countries such as Korea, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Denmark, and of course, also with the Turkey. Turkey's ambassador also visited PPP Authority, and we had a very good discussion how Turkey and PPP Authority can develop a partnership and can take some good projects in PPP model. Distinguished participants, Bangladesh's economy is getting stronger under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Through her remarkable initiatives in mobilizing the resources for the economy of Bangladesh, the public-private partnership landscape in Bangladesh has been transformed. She has emphasized on the infrastructure development of Bangladesh through public-private partnership across the sectors. In this connection, I would also like to thank our Honorable Private Sector Industry and Investment Advisor, Mr. Salman Eframan MP, for his continuous guidance, encouragement, and wholehearted support for PPP programs. I think today's event will certainly create opportunities to strengthen the business relationship between Bangladesh and Turkey, and it will open up new windows to work together for the benefit of the people.
Thank you, Sultan Afroz, for your detailed presentation about the opportunity that lies for a public-private partnership. I would also like to request our Turkish partners to come up with big investment in the public-private partnership projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
ladies and gentlemen, we are behind the schedule, but thank you for your attention. The next 10 minutes will be dedicated to your question and answer. I request interested investors and participants to ask your question. By this time, I have 2 questions at hand, and let me answer one of the questions, and another question I will ask my colleague, Mr. Mahbub, to answer. The first question is from DEİK. How can international companies looking for local companies to partner with get information about private business groups? Well, the answer follows. One of the roles of BIDA is matchmaking within the scope. Regarding partnering with the local companies, BIDA can arrange focus meetings with the prospective local enterprises, arrange factory visit. Being the promotional agencies, BIDA has networking with the sector association, chamber bodies, and investors in particular. BIDA takes support of these institutions addressing the issues mentioned. Let me also tell you that the Apex Business Body of Bangladesh, the Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industries, is President Sheikh Fazli Fahim is also with me. I think he can also, during his deliberation, he can also give some light how the Turkish companies can come to Bangladesh and get engaged with the local companies. And BIDA definitely will be pleased to provide any assistance you need for your investment decision. Thank you. The second question is from Mr. Hussein Ali Al-Hassan. The question is, my question will be, how can we get access to information of companies into food import, most especially into grocery products? We are into production and export of Turkish delight under food production. Mr. Mahbub, can you go with the answer?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. As I can see from the question, that is they want to export food products, especially Turkish delight, into Bangladesh market. So in that sense, it seems to me that it is not particularly an industry, but it aims to a trading business with Bangladesh. Now, I must say that Turkish delight is very famous in Bangladesh. Now we have many Turkish restaurants in Dhaka as well as I know many people who are interested about Turkish delights. So if we can have your company profile and the specific products that you want to market, then we have some known channels and also the chambers that we can get you into touch with them so that you can establish some business. I would very appreciate that if you could send us your company profile and type of products to our email address, and we'll communicate you and contact you soon with necessary information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mahbub. I must acknowledge that the Excellency Turan, he came up with some Turkish delight, and I enjoyed it very much. It was really delighting. Any more question from the floor, from the participant? It seems there is no more questions, so I think we can go to our next proceeding. Now, let us get some more perspective from the Turkish side. I request the chairwoman of the DEİK, Bangladesh-Turkey Business Council, Ms. Hulya Gedik, to deliver her address.
Thank you very much.
Gedik, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, private sector industry and investment advisor to Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman, Ambassador of Turkey in Bangladesh, Mr. Mustafa Osman Turan, Ambassador of Bangladesh in Turkey, Mr. Masud Manan, and dear respected speakers and dear participants. As the chairwoman of DEİK's Turkey Bangladesh Business Council, it's a great pleasure for me to deliver my remarks today in such a milestone webinar. As the DEİK Turkish Bangladesh Business Council, we thank Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, for their kind efforts and co-organizing this milestone webinar, which will hopefully contribute a lot to the brotherly relations between our two countries. We are confident that this event is a very timely initiative. Dear guests, we are now in the most unprecedented crisis of all times. Governments adapt to the changing global trade and supply chain vulnerabilities, including assessing potential new markets. We are certain that Bangladesh will step forth more and more in restructuring global chains process after pandemic crisis. All eyes are turning to Bangladesh as the shining star of South Asia. A miracle created in Bangladeshi economy is an inspiration for all developing nations around the world. We are more than glad to see that Bangladesh sets a global example in many fields, such as tackling climate change, fighting against poverty, humanitarian strategies, tackling the migration crisis. Turkey, on the other hand, is now aiming for more integration and cooperation with Asia-Pacific countries with our newly launched Asia Anew initiative, and borderly country of Bangladesh is among prioritized countries in this initiative. Dear participants, as the Turkey-Bangladesh Business Council, we are working hard to increase our trade and investment relations with Bangladesh, increasing the effectiveness of Turkish companies in bilateral trade and economic relations with Bangladesh in line Turkey's strategic goals. We definitely need to increase the areas of the cooperation and diversify our trade volume with different sectors. We are aiming to support our companies willing to enter Bangladeshi market in targeted sectors, organizing private sector delegations to Bangladesh in the initiative of Business Council to boost our trade volume to $2 million, to increase our relations with our partner organizations in Bangladesh, all present in today's webinar. As the Business Council, we will encourage more Turkish companies to engage with Bangladesh in infrastructure and construction, energy, ICT, health, textile, and defense sectors. We believe that these sectors are of paramount importance. I also need to emphasize that two countries need to come together more in digitalization projects. Dear participants, I would like to add that we are very excited to extend our cooperation with Bangladeshi business community in the upcoming days. And we are eager to co-organize more and more virtual and physical meetings to bring two borderless nations together, because I believe that two countries will find more common strategic interest points in newly emerging global supply chain scenarios in this Asian century we are living in. This event today is just a welcome initiative, and I'm sure that you will see the opportunities and hopefully will connections and counterparts who share your business views and interests. And today, I'm so much inspired by the other panelists who made very good presentation. And I'm also an entrepreneur and a business lady here in Turkey. And I also myself would like to invest in Bangladesh. We are from metal industry, and we see so many opportunities in Bangladesh. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Ms. Julia Gedik. Thank you very much for your interest to invest in Bangladesh, and your interest about to organize business groups who will be interested to invest in Bangladesh. Let me assure you that BIDA will be more than happy to extend any support you need during your visit to Bangladesh. just inform BIDA before you decide to come to Bangladesh with the delegation, and we can provide any support, including if you need logistics. Thank you very much. Thank you for your deliberation. Now is my turn to introduce and invite the President of the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industries, FBCCI, Mr. Sheikh Fazle Fahim, who is a great leader, a young leader in the business arena, and a very learned man. Mr. Sheikh Fazle Fahim, the floor is yours, sir. Please unmute yourself and please speak.
Thank you for your kind words, Mr. Chair. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman, MP, Private Sector Industry and Investment Advisor to Honorable Prime Minister. Chair, Mr. Mohammad Sirajul Islam, Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority. Mr. Nail Olpak, President, DEİK. Ms. Hulaya Gedik, DEİK Chairman, Bangladesh Turkey Council, Business Council. His Excellency Mr. Mustafa Osman Turan, Ambassador of Turkey to Bangladesh. His Excellency Mr. Masud Mannan, Ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey. Respected Chiefs of the authorities, Ms. Nusrat Anwar, Acting Country Manager of Bangladesh for Bangladesh International Finance Corporation, Mr. Shah Mahbub, Director BIDA, esteemed guests, Assalamu alaikum, good morning and good afternoon. FBCCI is the exclusive umbrella trade organization across agriculture, manufacturing, service, quaternary economic sectors of Bangladesh, from MSMEs to the largest sector. In addition, we are engaged with 132 global strategic partners around the world. It is my pleasure to join today's webinar. On behalf of the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce and Industry, we thank BIDA and DEİK for this initiative. This year marks the birth centenary of Bangladesh's father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Based on his foundations, visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has led Bangladesh to middle-income country, and we are moving towards a developed nation. Impact of COVID-19 on societies are beyond borders, and we pray for all those we have lost during this time. Nevertheless, we will prevail together and farther. We may strategize on bilateral value chain initiative, utilizing Turkey's technology and knowledge transfer to joint ventures, and Bangladesh's production competitive edge, maximizing our domestic market of 160 million, regional market of 1.8 billion, and global market access, duty-free, quota-free. Some of the joint venture bilateral value chain initiatives might be joint research and development on skill, ICT, joint seed development, agro-mechanization, agro-machineries components production, agro-food processing, MSMEs, tech startups, edtech, fintech, health tech, startup ecosystem, construction, shipbuilding, high-value textile, jute, durable consumer good, service corporations in logistics, light engineering, automobile, motorbike components manufacturing, defense, software, hardware, cybersecurity equipments manufacturing, hospitality, etc. are some of the highly prospective areas for joint ventures. From 2008 till pre-COVID-19, Bangladesh's GDP grew 400%. Trade grew 240% plus. We have reached 100% electricity coverage. Our poverty was reduced from 46% to 21%. With 120 social safety net programs, we are hosting 1.2 million Rohingya refugees, which are all shining examples of Bangladesh's human growth. Multinational companies in Bangladesh and domestic companies are treated as same entities, and Bangladesh's operations of multinational companies are their number 1 to number 5 profitable ventures in their global FDI operations. Ladies and gentlemen, in response to COVID-19, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's comprehensive financial stimulus package of revised 14.60 billion, which is 4.44% of our GDP, were targeted to support enterprises from MSME to largest across economic sector, in addition to grants for informal and marginalized communities, which supported to absorb the shock of COVID-19. And additional need-based measures are underway. FBCCI is actively engaged with our policymakers in interventions and its execution. Resultant in 2019-2020, our GDP growth was 5.24%. Complementary to our government's response, since February 2020, FBCCI engagements were non-fiscal and fiscal measures, budgetary tariff interventions, and the process is in continuation to sustain 2020, which were well managed, and recover in 2021 and 2022. On social responsibility front, on behalf of Bangladesh's private sector, we contributed to government's relief fund, contributed health protective products for nationwide frontliners during COVID peak, additional supports to some governments, last being to Lebanon after their tragic accidents. Aligned with Bangladesh's development trajectory, the present FBCCI board launched FBCCI 2041, building on domestic, international, industry, academia, stakeholder, and think tank cooperation, and Impact 4.0 initiative in June 2019, with goals on post-LDC graduation technical preparations during transition period for industry diversification, standardization, harmonization, sheet trade, innovation, ease of doing business, SDG targets, 2040 develop Bangladesh, Delta Plan 2100 to mitigate challenges of climate change. Few verticals of 4.0 are FBCCI Economic Policy and Applied Research Center with mandate on data science, data analytics, and material science research and development. FBCCI alternate dispute resolution with UNCITRAL rules, with process underway to have global panel of arbitrators with 3 months lead time of commercial dispute resolution and mediation. FBCCI TechC, FBCCI Institute and University, with mandate for impact entrepreneurs, enable technology across economic business process, connect with global startup ecosystem, multi-tier applied skills in curriculums based on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, business process re-engineering, fourth industrial revolution. FBCCI Impact 4.0 DNA is domestic with synergies with globally top-rated knowledge partners such as University of Toronto, Canada, Seneca, Canada, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT Solve US, Accelerating Asia, Singapore. Others will gradually join in targeted and focused programs. Of course, we reach out to DEİK and Turkey to be part of our impact goals wherever applicable. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, we look forward to our future engagements, maximizing bilateral knowledge and resources towards complementary cooperation with out-of-the-box sustainable, equitable engagements. We believe this will be followed by measurable outcomes. Thank you all, and thank you for having FBCCI.
Thank you, Mr. President of BCCI, for your insightful remarks. Now, let us greet the ambassadors of our brotherly nations. I request the Ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey, His Excellency, Mr. Masud Mannan, who recently joined, as I know, in Turkey. Before that, he used to serve in the Netherlands. Mr. Masud Mannan, I request you kindly to deliver your space. Excellency Masud Mannan.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Respected Chairman, Executive Chairman of BIDA, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Shirajul Islam, Honorable Private Sector Industry and Investment Advisor to Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, His Excellency Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman MP, Honorable Member of the Honorable Ambassador of the Turkey to Bangladesh, His Excellency Mustafa Osman Turan, Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey President, His Excellency Nail Olpak, and respected President of Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Sheikh Fazle Fahim, my very dear colleagues in different agencies from Bangladesh and Turkey, please accept my very sincere salam and greetings from Ankara. It's a great privilege for me to be present in front of you from this historic city and address the gathering with the target to get more business opportunities explored between our very friendly countries, that is Bangladesh and Turkey. We all know that historically we are linked for over 1,000 years, and especially thanks to the founder of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, for his farsightedness. Just after the independence of Bangladesh, we also achieved recognition from Turkey during his period as the head of government, and now, they also started their embassy in Dhaka, and now we have ample opportunity to explore our untapped potentials in the coming days to enjoy the benefit for our people and go further day by day. I also take this opportunity to thank our governments for being very serious about Turkey-Bangladesh relationship, and it is amply presented, this fact of the deep-rooted interest, by the visit of our Honorable Foreign Minister Dr. Momen in September last year, followed by the December visit by the Honorable Foreign Minister Turkey. So I express my gratitude to both of them, as well as I see all the important agencies of Bangladesh and Turkey who are involved. They are all present today online. So this shows the seriousness from both the sides, and thanks BIDA for organizing successfully this gathering. I also see the presence of the representative of one of the largest business establishment of Turkey, the Koç Group, and through iGas and Arçelik, they have already become very much involved in the investment process, in different sectors of Bangladesh. In this respect, I also want to thank the private sector representatives who are taking part today, as well as the chamber members of both the countries, who can play a very important role in expanding business and cooperation and investment between our very friendly two countries. Media can also play a very big role in this respect. So in future, we will continue to involve them in all our programs, even in bigger volume. From my side, as the new ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey, after serving through different countries in my long career in diplomacy, I just wanted to correct Honorable Chairman, Executive Chairman. I served not in Netherlands, but in Germany, Morocco, and very recently in Central Asian in a number of countries with residence in Tashkent. This is my 4th posting as ambassador, and from my short experience of a little over 1 month after presenting credential to Honorable President of Turkey, Mr. Erdogan, I think we should continue emphasizing our cooperation in a big way in the field of defense, as has been mentioned by a number of participants today. And I see the PPP chairperson present here, the CEO. There can be big, because it came from Honorable President Erdogan, big investment from Turkey through this PPP model in the field of medical sector. Recently, in last 1 month, I have visited a number of the cities and met governors and mayors there. They are all interested side by side with industrial products. Bangladesh may kindly take interest in the field of agricultural products and agricultural machineries, in which Turkey is also very famous. So this is another field where we can consider, because we also have a big agriculture sector to take care of, where investment as well as cooperation plus business can be done. Pharmaceutical industry has already started working. Bangladesh pharmaceutical industries, they're already selling products to Turkey. We can try to further expand the volume between the two countries, and as well as we can think out of the box and go for other things. I thank Hosni Ara, very good friend of mine, for giving a wonderful presentation. Yes, in the field of software and hardware also, Turkey and Bangladesh can do many things jointly. I know that the private sector group in Bangladesh, they have already reached $1 billion business now. So we can, with the help of Turkey, even expand further this particular volume. And our Honorable Prime Minister is very much into the field of, she wants Bangladesh to be digitized, and she wants a lot of business in this particular sector. So we should also consider this field very seriously. I want to add, as Honorable Foreign Minister Dr. Momen also showed interest in number of his recent interviews, to expand relationship, which will also have some business in the field of education, where students want to come from, say, Bangladesh or Turkey to Turkey and Bangladesh. It will be fantastic to have more students, not just 600 students studying all over Turkey, to make it double as early as possible, because the universities in Turkey are very famous, many of them high standard, and we have also good universities in Bangladesh. So in this field of education, we can also think to work seriously. We should also consider Turkish eminence or their proficiency in the field of roads, bridges, building construction, railway construction. They have their expertise, and we will also request them to consider not just investing, but consider cooperation in coming into new buildings and other things, roads and highways that we are going to build, and take part in the different tenders and help us to develop jointly these sectors. Since we are going through the unfortunate time of COVID-19, tourism and hotel business is suffering much. But one day, with the development of vaccine and medicine and different kind of treatment, inshallah, we will overcome this challenge. And that's why we should also start preparing ourselves for the tourism and hotel industry. And this is another place where we can also jointly work. we should also consider about having at least one special economic zone. Thanks to my friend Pawan Chaudhary, he very nicely also articulated the importance of the economic zone, special economic zones that he is building. We hope after Korea and other countries, Turkey will be also very active in, investing or working in one particular zone, which will be the Turkish Special Economic Zone in Bangladesh. Finally, because time is short, we are running out of time, I wish to inform you that I have already found in my short tenure in Ankara that true interest and dedication and friendly support of both the public sector and the private sector authorities and leaders of Turkey. They are genuinely interested to work with Bangladesh, as you have seen by the articulation of the two honorable foreign ministers of Bangladesh and Turkey. They are genuinely interested to cooperate with each other to build up a bright future, a win-win situation for the people and the countries, very friendly countries of Turkey and Bangladesh. So I can promise if BCCI as well as DEİK, along with BIDA, that the Embassy of Bangladesh in Turkey will try their level best not to let down the expectation of the government of Bangladesh and Turkey both to foster further development of business and economic cooperation in the coming days between our very friendly two countries who are historically tied over the centuries. I thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Excellency Masud Mannan, and thank you for correcting me. I'm really delighted that you dealt with so many aspects of the good relationship of our two friendly countries, particularly on trade and investment. And yes, we also believe that we will be having more investment from Turkey. Now, we are almost at the end. I now humbly request the Ambassador of Turkey to Bangladesh, His Excellency Mr. Mustafa Usman Turan, a very young, energetic diplomat, to deliver his speech. Excellency Mustafa Usman Turan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Mr. Islam, Chairman of BIDA, respected Chief Guest, Honorable Advisor to Prime Minister, Mr. Rahman. I hope he's still there and will enlighten us with his views after me. And my dear colleague, Ambassador Mannan, distinguished participants, this meeting has been extremely important because on the agenda of our two countries, trade, increasing our trade through diversification of the products and services we are trading, as well as increasing investments in Bangladesh are at the top of our agenda. And that's why until today, I have been touring around not only the ministers, but also all of the speakers that have spoken before me today. Just this morning, I completed this tour by visiting the PPP authority in Dhaka, and we had a very fruitful conversation. So in line with this priority, we are organizing this webinar today, and I'm extremely pleased to listen to all of the significant players in Bangladesh to inform our investors, our business circles about the opportunities in Bangladesh. Indeed, as some of the speakers highlighted, Bangladesh has become a model for economic development and a rising star in this region, in particular in South Asia. And it has been extensively elaborated, all of the opportunities and some of the incentives that exist here are companies, Aygaz and Arçelik, at the level of their management leadership, they have also been given their testimonials about these facts that exist here. My role as one of the last speakers should be, I believe, just to highlight some of the points that were made, because a lot of points have been made, and I will just highlight a few of them just to showcase to our businessmen and women how important it is at this particular point in time to come and invest in Bangladesh. So why Bangladesh? In other words, because there are many places to invest, but why here? I believe that there are all the ingredients of a good investment climate to make Bangladesh an attractive investment destination in South Asia and globally as well. First of all, it has been already mentioned that the large domestic market that exists here is extremely important. Of over 165 million people, a growing middle class whose purchasing power is increasing on a daily basis. Also the demographic factor that makes the workforce in Bangladesh a skilled, not only skilled workforce, but a hardworking one for all the investors. Second, Bangladesh's access to a favorable access to many of the Western markets, the Chinese market, the neighboring countries. So any investor who would invest in Bangladesh would be able to export their products to other countries, both in this region, but also to other countries in the West with very low or zero tariff rates. So that's an important factor. Third, a growing economy. I think it has been very well explained that not only the ready-made garment sector, but also sectors like pharmaceuticals and IT are driving forces behind the spectacular growth that Bangladesh has been experiencing for the last decade or two. And in particular, in the last decade, Bangladesh has doubled the size of its economy. Even during COVID, the growth rate is well above 5%. Fourth, strong leadership. What made this growing economy possible was political stability and strong leadership displayed by Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her vision to make Bangladesh a developed country in 2041. Bangladesh is already on the path to graduate from the LDC country status, and with this growth trajectory, it will easily achieve that target. Fifth, since I came, resilience is something that I was extremely impressed by, both in the country in terms of the government, but also in the people. The people of Bangladesh, I believe, are one of the most resilient people and hardworking people. You know, they are facing natural disasters, but the next day, even if they lose everything, they restart, especially on the coastal areas. COVID-19 response and the fact that the economy kept growing, the exports kept growing, were significant signs of this resilience. Sixth, for my fellow Turkish business people, Bangladesh is probably one of the countries where you will be most warmly welcomed as Turkish citizens. I think it was said by Mr. Gökhan Tezel that we always receive a very warm welcome extended to Turkish people wherever we go, due to our common history and religion, and also Turkish cereals help that too. I would notice. Seventh is the wide range of incentives that you have heard today. They have been provided through the special economic zones, high-tech parks, and PPP arrangements. We are hoping that in the near future, we will be able to double and triple our trade volume, as well as the large Turkish investments in Bangladesh through PPP projects in the infrastructure and as well as the mega projects that are available in the pipeline here. So all these factors and plus it was also mentioned that this is a very beautiful country where my dear fellow Turkish business people would find an extremely pleasant environment to work in. And our embassy here in Dhaka, which has a brand new building recently inaugurated by our foreign minister, will be their home, and they will receive all kinds of support if they come and invest in Bangladesh. Thank you very much for organizing the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency Mustafa Turan, for highlighting Bangladesh. Why Bangladesh? You could mention at least 7 reasons for coming to Bangladesh. Thank you very much. Now we are almost at the end of our sessions. Now I'd like to request our Honorable Chief Guest to deliver the closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Honorable Private Sector Industry and Investment Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman MP. Mr. Salman Fazlur Rahman MP, he is not only a politician, advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister, he himself is a business magnate, and he knows the private sector much better than what we know. So I believe that everyone will be enlightened from his deliberation today. Sir,
shall I start?
Sir, the floor is yours, sir. We are eagerly waiting to listen to you. Thank you, sir.
His Excellency Ambassador of Turkey in Bangladesh, His Excellency Ambassador of Bangladesh in Turkey, distinguished heads of the BIDA, BEZA, High Tech Park Authority and Public-Private Partnership Authority, the President of FBCCI and of DEİK, and the country representative of IFC, business leaders, investors, and participants. Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum to you all. And I would first like to thank the organizers, BIDA, DEİK, and FBCCI for arranging this very timely event. As has been mentioned, friendship between Turkey and Bangladesh is a historical one, characterized by trust and strong mutual understanding. Excuse me. Our bilateral ties were established during the time of our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, in 1974. This relationship now has got new momentum under the dynamic and visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and His Excellency the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. We sincerely hope His Excellency the Turkish President will be able to visit Dhaka this year to join the birth centennial celebrations of our father of the nation. We are really looking forward to welcoming His Excellency the Turkish President to Bangladesh. I greatly appreciate the views that has been shared by the panelists, speakers, and the participants. I'm sure that all that has been said today has been noted by all the various participants, and whatever action is required from our side will definitely be taken. I would like to especially thank His Excellency the Ambassador of Turkey to Bangladesh and his team for their hard work and support. I remember that as soon as he had become ambassador, I think one of the first persons we had a virtual meeting was with me, and he had shown a lot of enthusiasm for increasing the trade and investment between our two brotherly countries. And I see he had assured me at that time that he would be doing a lot of work on this. And I see that what all he has told me is actually, it was not only word, he has put all of that into action. And I would like to thank him for the speed and commitment with which you have been working. I would like to again thank you for your continued support. Dear participants, you have listened to our distinguished speakers who talked about our performance and potential as an investment destination. With a big number of rising affluent population, as has been mentioned, along with young and dynamic workforce, our readiness as a market is highly evident. And I'm very, very happy to learn that two companies have already invested in Bangladesh. And both are actually doing so with the aim to take advantage of the Bangladesh market. The one on the company which has invested into Singer Bangladesh, and also the one which has signed an MOU for coming into the LPG business. So our economic zones, high-tech parks provide investors with all the necessary infrastructural support. And here I would just like to mention, and since also the chairman of our BIDA is there, we can also explore the possibility of doing a special economic zone for Turkish investors. That has also been mentioned, and I think that is something which we can follow up. And as mentioned also by the Public-Private Partnership Authority, that if a G2G agreement between Turkey and Bangladesh for private-public-private PPP can be signed, then that would be very, very good. As was mentioned, that Turkey has shown an interest in investing in the health sector of Bangladesh, establishing hospitals. And so that is another area where I think there's a huge potential. As you know, our commitment to business climate reforms, digitization of investor services is continuing, and this has been recognized by the World Bank in its latest Doing Business report, which described Bangladesh as one of the world's 20 top reformers in this area. Again, as has been mentioned, Bangladesh is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and we are on our way to achieving our targets, becoming a middle income country by 2024 and a developed nation by 2041. Our macroeconomic outlook is stable. Our balance of payment surplus has continued to rise amid the coronavirus pandemic. Our government under Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has also declared enormous facilities for private investors, particularly for the foreign investors. As a result, we have the region's most liberal investment regime, and our support for foreign investors is widely known. Bangladesh is also one of the most COVID resilient countries in the world, and our economy has done very well with the support of the government. During the pandemic, Bangladesh grew by over 5%, and target for the ongoing fiscal is over 8%. In order to sustain our growth momentum, the government took a number of initiatives to support businesses. BIDA proactively reached out to the private sector to help run their business operations smoothly during the crisis. Simultaneously, Honorable Prime Minister declared stimulus packages worth $13.25 billion, which is equivalent to 4.03% of our GDP, to support the urgent financial needs of businesses. Both national and foreign companies were allowed uniform access to these recovery packages. And I was in fact talking to the finance secretary recently, and I was asking him that how is the economy doing, and he gave me three statistics, which is very, very interesting. And you're saying that already our electricity use, the amount of electricity which we are now presently using, has not only reached the pre-COVID levels, but has exceeded that. The same goes for our gas utilization. So whatever the amount of gas which we were using pre-COVID, we have now exceeded that. And the third very interesting statistics which he told me was that from the Chittagong port, the Mangla port and the Para port, he has taken the number of containers that have been coming to, both the import and export number of containers handled has also exceeded the pre-COVID number. So that these three statistics is very interesting, and it shows that actually we have the fact that recently Bloomberg mentioned that among the top 20 most resilient countries in the world, Bangladesh was included. These statistics, in fact, is a testament to that. So, dear participants, again, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, Bangladesh has taken these big ticket policy reforms to make the business easier and for speedy services delivery. Company to company land transfer has been made easier, and actions have been taken to liberalize the regime of foreign exchange and foreign workers. A new and liberal visa policy has been issued. We have also improved facilities for enforcing contracts and resolving insolvency. Access to market and trade is now easier. There are many positive updates in the area of infrastructure and connectivity. This is something which is very interesting. As you know, one of the biggest shortcomings of Bangladesh was that Bangladesh does not have a deep sea port. And, you know, people used to tell me whenever I used to say that we have, you know, when they say that, oh, you have done so well, your economy is doing so well. And then when I would say that, yes, but, you know, that is in spite of the fact that we don't have a deep sea port, people would be very surprised and say that, how is that possible that without a deep sea port? Because no mother vessels can come to Bangladesh, only feeder vessels can come into our ports because we don't have the necessary draft for mother vessels. But you all will be very happy to learn that our first deep sea seaport at Matarbari is now nearly completion. And in fact, the channel is ready, and the first mother vessel, in fact, sailed into Matarbari about a month back or 3 weeks ago. And that was a very, very major thing. So you can imagine that if we have reached this area, if we have reached this position without a deep sea port, once the Matarbari is ready, where, you know, it will be really, the potential will be much, much more. And here I would really like to thank the chairman of BIDA, Mr. Pavan Chaudhary, who has been working very hard for the Matarbari project. We are adding several more terminals to the Chittagong port, and this will also enhance our port handling capacity by the end of this year. A third terminal is being constructed at the Dhaka's Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, which will more than double our annual handling capacity. Over the years, Turkey and Bangladesh have strengthened their economic ties. Now, as we enter a new era, we want the number of Turkish companies working in Bangladesh to increase. There are great opportunities in several of our industries. Agro-processing offers highly suitable opportunities for Turkish businesses, including halal food. There are RMG, textile, health, ICT, and construction. All these are rapidly growing structures that offer great value for foreign investors. I will urge Turkish businesses to explore these opportunities. Actually, in fact, I feel that there is a real win-win opportunity between Turkish and Bangladeshi businessmen, because there are a lot of areas where Turkey is very, very strong in, which those kind of areas can really, they come and apply those in Bangladesh. Turkey is very strong, like our ambassador mentioned, our ambassador to Turkey mentioned, the areas, the construction areas, the health sector, the agriculture sector. So these are areas where I feel that we can actually, there is a huge opportunity for the Turkish businessmen and the Bangladeshi businessmen to get together and start doing businesses. I'm very happy to inform you that BIDA is going to host the Bangabandhu Memorial International Investment Summit in Dhaka in July. We cordially invite Turkish businesses to participate in this event, scheduled to be inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Investors who will take this opportunity to enter the Bangladeshi market will be provided fast-track facilities. On behalf of the Bangladesh government, I would like to assure you of all necessary support for the profitability of your investments. I would also now end by thanking all of you once again for spending a lot of time for this very, very important webinar. I hope that this is not the first webinar, but is the first of many such webinars which will be organized by the various participants who are today in this, who are participating in this webinar today. I would like to assure you that if ever you need any, help or any assistance, you think I can, my intervention can help you, my doors are always open. You are most free to contact me whenever you want. Again, I wish that all of you remain safe and healthy during this very challenging times which we are going through. My best wishes and prayers that you and all your family members remain safe during this challenging times. We are getting the vaccines now all over the world. In Bangladesh also, we will soon be getting vaccines, inshallah. I think we will be able to get over this serious situation which the entire world globally is facing. With these words, I would now like to conclude my remarks. Long live Turkey-Bangladesh friendship. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your very eloquent speech. May I request all the participants to put your camera on to have a picture. All the participants. Delegate, right? Yeah. And also another thing, I see that a lot of questions came in the question answer box. I would request the people who are asking this question to leave your contact so that we can answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So with this, we end our webinar. As the Honorable Chief Guest mentioned, this is not only the first one, this is the first of many, or I would like to say a series of discussions that would be taking place in future. We'll be engaging ourselves with our Turkish counterparts in future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you, participants, and thank you, our co-hosts.
Thank you, sir.
DEİK. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamu
Thank you,
alaikum.
everybody.
Assalamu
Thank you.
alaikum.
Since 1985, we have been pursuing business opportunities throughout the world by embracing this motto, more trade. Everything began with these two words. It was then that the Turkish private sector united to adopt a joint vision, and I was given my name. Well, who am I? I am a business platform that is empowered by my founding institutions, business councils, counterpart organizations, and members pursuing business opportunities all around the world, uniting all of my stakeholders. I am DEİK. DEİK has become the locomotive organization of our private sector. 2019, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Well, what do I do? Exports, imports, inward and outward investments, manufacturing, and so much more. I establish new bonds and relations through business forums, B2B meetings, roundtable meetings, conferences, panel discussions, and summits across the world. I have been vigorously striving to strengthen the dynamics of the economy, steering the world's wind of change, and enhancing interactions within the private sector. Hence, I generate major contributions to my members and to the private sector with the mission I carry. I reunite Turkish business people living all around the world under a common objective. With each passing day, people, countries, and even the continents come closer. The balances of international trade are rapidly changing, while the world economy is also being reshaped. I am not trying to keep pace with this change. I am steering this change because I consider trade not as an instrument of war, but as a tool of developing societies, glamorizing the world, and contributing to the advancement of technologies that preserve and protect nature. Therefore, I am Turkey's global horizon. I am carrying Turkey's strength to the world. Now it is time to act together. I want to make business with you through my 146 business councils. I am a business platform empowered by my members. Because our mission is business diplomacy. Since 1985, we have been pursuing business opportunities throughout the world by embracing this motto, more trade. Everything began with these two words. It was